In this video, guys, I'm gonna showcase all of my 6 teams that I've used versus the challenge bosses in week 3 from the free-to-play account or on the free-to-play account. I have a couple of pretty interesting teams as well. I already dropped a video on the Necrosis team for Talwer with 4 epic characters, 1 legendary dealing over 200 million damage. And we're going to run a Frost team. We're going to run Dauntless. The free-to-play account, of course, does not have access to all of the crazy teams and all of the crazy characters. But even like that, I think we're going to do a pretty decent job. Let's start by showing you the Psychic Core. And I am a bit behind on the free-to-play account. I am playing it fairly casual, to say like this, because I know a lot of you guys play casually as well, and I'm not trying to rush everything in Dragonheir, to be honest, with a free-to-play account, because I'll rather take it a bit more relaxed. So we're kind of like relating, we're kind of like in the same boat, more or less, right? But that's how my Psychic Core actually looks like. Before we get into that, guys, if you enjoy the content, do me a favor. Smash a like, subscribe to the channel, click on that bell to turn on all notifications to make sure you won't be missing any of the future content. We are so freaking close to 15,000 subscribers. Let's smash it after this video. I want to give a massive shout out to all of you guys that are supporting the channel by using code Skratch. You guys are absolutely killing it. You can click on the link in the description down below or the pinned comment. Use code Skratch, claim free rewards, help and support the channel, which costs you nothing, and I really appreciate it. Plus, you're enabling me to do tons and tons of giveaways. Every single day we are hosting a giveaway in Discord just to say thank you to all of you guys that are using code Skratch. Make sure you guys jump in my Discord. The link is in the description down below or the pinned comment, and enter the giveaway. We are giving away over 200 Heliolite dice, tons of gems and other goodies as well. But without further ado, let's dive straight into the Continental Challenge. I've already used 3 of my teams. I'm going to show you exactly what I've done. So this is my burn team. Of course, on the free-to-play account, I don't have like a super crazy Duram, no inspirations, but I've still managed to get 574 million damage, which I think is a very impressive damage, especially that the Psychic Core is not even maxed on tier 6. But I'm happy with that. This is my Duram, a fairly good build. The attack is pretty low compared to what I have on the main account, where it's 5k attack and stuff, but it's getting the job done. Then we have the Necrosis team, and by the way, I had an amazing surprise yesterday. I know I haven't talked about it in any of the videos yet, but I'm gonna show you in a second. So my Necrosis team is still using Ladelia, just because everybody will have her, okay? And that is 202 million damage. I already showcased this team as well in the past. I showcased the burn already, but we're quickly going to talk about them again at the end of the video. And this amazing Necrosis team for Talwer, 205 million damage with only 1 damage dealer, a legendary, and 4 epic characters. Talking about budget, you can get it better than that to reach 200 million damage. Now, what I want to show you. Yesterday, I finally managed to have 50 fragments on the free-to-play account. It has been how long? 40 plus days in season 2, sorry. And I've managed to accumulate 50 of them. And oh boy, make your bets. Guess what I've got? Guess what I've got? I'm quickly going to show it to you somewhere right here. I've got freaking Lelwonis out of the 50 fragments, guys. Absolutely insane. Now, I know some of you guys might be wondering, what the heck, Skratch? You moron? Why haven't you used Lelwonis in your team, right? What have you been waiting for? Well, I have no scrolls for her and for many other characters, because I did scroll quite a few characters recently. I burned quite a few gems as well, and I've managed to scroll the Dark Lady, but it's a work in progress. Plus, I wanted to use Ladelia to show you that you can get a good result with her as well. Now, let's dive into the other teams that we haven't used yet. So let's start with Grishnnar. I've done some changes to this one as well because I needed to free my Gillian to be able to use her versus Journ. This team is something that probably you've seen before, but we are going to run this team with Felocia because I got Felocia on the free-to-play account. Now, if you do not have Felocia, Ardrat, Gillian, Asilia, those three will work just fine instead of Felocia. Skill timing for this team, we have the following skill timing. Of course, she's going to run wild. But we have this thing, which is pretty important, 11.7 to 20 seconds on Grishnnar to make sure we're always going to knock him down and strip the buffs every single time. Positioning, the following, is really not that relevant, okay? But I am using the attack aura and I am using the tidal surge. If not, we're just not going to be able to survive because we're not really gaining any healing in here. We're literally just surviving because of all of the shield, right? So that's basically the whole idea in here. We're dropping the defense down and all that stuff. That's basically how this team works. But we're going to do an insta battle first. Let me just quickly show you the builds. So this is my Beldele, full mythical gear. Because we don't have any healing, this piece kind of like becomes irrelevant, but I don't really have anything better to replace it with. These are the talents on Beldele. Of course, I was fortunate enough to pull a dupe of Beldele to get her artifact. This is my Felocia with a Brotherhood set, and we have the Titan Rib. Of course, you need one of these mythical pieces. These are her talents: resistance, good enlightenment, survivability. Then this is my Vinyara with a prismatic cloak to try and reflect that defense down back onto the boss. And we have an emissary set. Then we have Sheena, full mythical gear with the Witch's Remains. Pretty good build on her too. Definitely not too bad. And we have, of course, Zorak. The talents, you can see everything in here with the downpipe organ. Because I already have two different artifacts on the other characters. Let's do a simulation combat. And hopefully, we're going to manage to survive till the end or close to it. I might have to do a couple of tries if not. Actually, this is the personal best that I've got on this account. 348, even though we lost a few characters towards the end. I will save this because I know I've tried it today a few times and I've got 328 as the highest. So I'm happy with this. 348 million, beautiful. Locked and loaded with this team. Then, let's move on to something that's going to be pretty damn interesting. And that is Journ. I have no rally on this account. My rally characters literally suck. And if you don't believe me, let me just show you. And of course, look at that. Radiance. I did got Filter recently, but of course, no scrolls. I can't really do a rally team. No matter what I'm trying in here, is just going to suck. I even spent 3,000 gems on a Elemental Affinity chest, and I got Sagomir from it, which is new, but I was hoping for a Lorantil. Now, because I don't have that, with my Lightning, I have no Zephy. This team will get absolutely obliterated by the boss. So I cannot really run this team either. So instead, what we're going to do, guys, we are going to run a Frost team. So I needed my Gillian to be free for this team. I brought in Ardrat to ensure that my team survives all the way to the end or close to it. We have Losenia, which is built for damage. We have Vidimir. He does run the pipe organ. And we have Rava to apply the defense down. Now, this is the positioning. Like this, only the two front characters, the tanks, will get hit. We are going to run an attack aura. And we are running Tidal Surge. This is the build on Gillian on a Brotherhood set with a Prismatic Cloak. Thinking about it, I could have done something a bit better and moved this Brotherhood set onto Ardrat. But the problem is my Ardrat doesn't have scrolls, so it's not like she's actually gonna move any faster, right? Then this is my Ardrat, not skilled up, unfortunately. I mean, she will move a bit faster, actually, thinking about it. With an Ancestral Protection, and we have a Titan Rib. Now, this piece right here is not as important, but it can be because of the talents, okay? So that's why we have it on, to boost that damage a bit more. Then, we have Rava, will apply defense down on a Puppeteer set. One thing that I'm missing in this team is an Emissary set. Now, I'm pretty positive that if I would trade the damage build from Vidimir for an Emissary set, or a Puppeteer on him and move the Emissary on Rava, my damage will not really increase because Vidimir does deal a lot of damage, okay? So that's what we have on him. And this is my Vidimir, full mythical gear. I don't really have a better chest for him, unfortunately. High attack, not fully built for attack because I do want him to do damage as well. But I still gave him the downpipe organ over getting the eyeball of the giant because this will boost Losenia even more. And I've tested it with both, and it does work better with the pipe organ. And the final character is Losenia, built with a Ring of Winter, the best mythical gear that I have for damage, but I do have accuracy on her as well to make sure she lands some more frost as well to do a bit of more damage. Now, it's not a necessity to run this on her, actually, thinking about it, because Rava is in there. She doesn't really need to land this. So let's see if this by any chance will help me out to push in better damage. So get some more crit damage in there. More attack would be nice too if we have something better. Just thinking about it right now, I built her first, and I don't know why I thought that I'm gonna build her for the witches, right? To apply the defense down, but that's not really the case. So we're gonna see if this will actually deal more damage or not. So, skill timing. This is what we have on them. So Vidimir is on default because he's gonna take a while for him to use that ultimate skill. Then we have Rava at 12 seconds, 18-second cycle, but that will go down to like 16.5 if I'm not mistaken, more or less. I could actually just let him go like this because it doesn't really make much of a difference. She will move faster, but that shouldn't really be a problem. And we have the tidal surge, which is very important, 819.5. Why is it slower? Because we're going to apply frost on the bosses, okay? And because of it, we are going to slow them down, and they won't be moving on an 18-second rotation anymore. But let me just show you how this plays out. You see, so only the two characters at the front will get hit by the ultimate skill from the bosses. Look at that, you see? So they both have resistance. We do need to have that prismatic cloak to reflect the decreased attack. Is very, very important. Let's start with combat simulation. And curious if I'm going to get better than 156 million. That was my personal best with this team. 133, it seems like we had a bit of a bad RNG and they died a bit early. That can be, of course, because of the prismatic cloak not reflecting back the decreased attack, or not reflecting it back at the right moment when we really, really need it. So if I would have, of course, scrolls on Ardrat, it would be much, much better. Now, this definitely went down quite a bit and everybody survived, which tells me either because I've changed the skill timing, either something else happened, okay? And it can be one or the other. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it back at 16.5. 16.5 as well to make sure they're not desyncing. He's going to be left on default. And let's give it another go. Maybe we just literally had a bad RNG during that run. I could try to use a crit damage aura instead of the increased attack one. Maybe it will work a bit better, maybe not. 132 million. So I think having that accuracy on Losenia is actually bringing in quite a bit of extra damage. Funny enough, but it's because of all of those explosions that the frost will create. So I'm actually going to bring that back on. And we're going to go back at it again. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe it was just a bad RNG. And I do want to try it with a crit damage aura. Let's see if that will help a bit. Because we have fairly decent attack. We have the mythical gear for gaining more attack. But what we are lacking a little bit is the crit damage. Much better. So this is a new personal best. It's not just because of the crit damage aura, but it's because of that accuracy banner on Losenia. You can clearly see that her damage is much, much better. So 162 million for a Frost team versus Journ, I think is really, really, really good. Now, if you don't have Losenia and you might be using a different Frost character, I do have my Barry Beauregard, who actually got 130 million with the Frost team as well. So I'm actually really pleased with this result. I don't have all of the freaking OP characters on the free-to-play account. And this, I think, is a pretty good result. So I'm going to take it, no second thoughts. And we are going to move on to the final team, okay, which is Auster. For each debuff stack on the boss, their damage taken increases by 4%, up to 60 stacks counted. I could try and run a poison team, okay? The thing is, I know it from the previous season. My poison team was kind of like underperforming a bit. I do have Twitch, which can get the job done. Thankfully, he is scrolled. But then I don't really have anything else to take me to that next level. I can keep 40 stacks of poison on. But Twitch will literally be kind of like the only damage dealer in the team. And I really don't think it's going to beat the damage that my Dauntless team will deal in here. With Twitch, it can be much easier to keep all of my team alive. But I really feel bad knowing that I have a freaking Dauntless team, right? And not use it. I think that just feels pretty damn bad. I know it's saying Talwer, but it's actually Auster Dauntless. So this is what we're going to run in here. Thankfully, I have Frorbart now on the free-to-play account, so we can make some magic. This is the positioning. It doesn't really matter that much because these characters will move at the front as well. That's the only downside of this team because I'm using 2 melee characters. They won't be surviving all the way to the end. But still, they will manage to get the job done. One thing that I could potentially do is adjust a bit the skill timing on here. Put it on 18 seconds and put this on 9. Okay, this shield will be in there for 10 seconds. So we should be able to keep it up for that AoE. Now, the skill timing on the rest are the following. We have 11.7 on him, which actually is 11.9 now because I've changed some of the runes. Basically, till he takes his stance, it just takes a while to actually activate the damage, so the other ones can actually pop in and do their hits before he's actually triggering his. So we're still enabling her to do her magic. If we are quickly going to check their builds, so this is Frorbart with a prismatic cloak on an emissary build. The talents, this is Nathaniel with Puppeteer with the Titan Rib. This is Nasty Jenka, full mythical gear with the Eyeball of the Giant because I don't have anything better to replace this. Then we are running Shaltar, of course, with his Vile Ink, as much enlightenment and attack as possible. And the final character is Starrivol with Brotherhood and Witch's Remains. Accuracy, as much crit rate as you can squeeze, and call it a day. Now let me just quickly show you how this plays out. You see they're all moving at the front, and unfortunately they will all get hit, no matter what. One thing that I could do based on what I'm seeing right here is move him right here, and his battle skill will move 2 tiles in front, 1 and 2. So at least one of them will get protection from that. But let's throw in some quick battles in here and see what damage we are going to get. 163, this is a personal best for the team, and everybody survived. Now, as I was saying, if I am running a team with Twitch, Poison, I'm gonna get somewhere in this area as well. I won't be breaking the 200 million damage, just because the other ones won't have so much firepower. And the gear that I have to build, characters that deal derivative damage, like the Poisoners, unfortunately is not that great on the free-to-play account. That's why I decided to go with this as the final team. 163 million on Auster. No exclusive artifact on Nasty Jenka, because you've seen what we have. I am pretty satisfied with this as well. And I'm going to save this final run too. That's pretty much it for the teams that I've used. I'm going to, of course, put all of the team codes in the pinned comment, so make sure you guys check that out. And for whoever is curious about the positioning and builds for the other teams that I've already used, I know I already shared the Burn team multiple times. I'm gonna go and talk more about the Necro team, and I just released a different video on the Talwer Necro team. Okay, so this is the team right here. Basically, the whole idea is the following: you position them like this because it's important, and you let them play. This is the skill timing. These are the builds. Just try to get the best damage you can on Premsa, Enlightenment, and attack, and the rest resistance on all of them. So we do have resistance on all of them, but this is the skill timing. I would strongly suggest you to watch the other video to kind of like get in-depth strats about everything related to this team. But that is the positioning, builds, and all that stuff. Then we have the Necro Alton, which I will be showing you. The Burn team, I think I showed it like a million times. So you can check the other video when I'm doing it from the main account, or if needed. But this is the Burn team. This is the skill timing on her. And of course, as much damage as you can on the ram. The rest really do not do damage. You do not need resistance in here. And that's pretty much it. Now, if we are talking about Necro Alton, this team does need to be sorted out very, very good. So you do need him to be either there, either here to apply the defense down. And the rest doesn't really matter. You can have them like that if you want. The skill timing is the following. What's very, very important with this team is how we are setting it up, okay? Because you will need to start it like this. You cannot do insta battles with this. You want to make sure you are not letting your Centralia on auto till La Delia is taking a turn. Use the ultimate, target with Centralia that monster, duplicate it, click auto, and enjoy. That's pretty much everything for this video, guys. As usual, appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.